Okay. Next thing you mentioned, viruses. There's a virus for the Mac. Oh no. Except the virus was in a controlled environment. And we don't know what the how it was all set up. Did they allow the virus? Did they put in their password? What was the control? To install something on Mac OS X, you need to put in your password. And by reading that article, it says that the name of it is rape.osx. So if you somehow happen to download it and it goes, hey, give me your password so I can install rape.osx, I don't think I'd put my password in. So, yeah. By reading the article, it looks to me like they're just researching and trying to find loopholes so that they can tell Apple about them, so that they can fix the loopholes. Now, what's it been, like 2 or 3 years, and they found a loophole finally? Well, us Mac users are gonna get tons of viruses then, you know, man. Like, our computers might run as slow as XP computers. Okay. It doesn't matter why OS X doesn't have viruses. You mentioned because there's not a lot of users of OS X, but it doesn't really matter why. It just matters that we don't have that many viruses, and that if a virus can come into this computer, what is the extent of damage it can do? I don't think it'd be able to do much. If, like, we could probably get executable viruses, but what are they going to do? Macs don't use executable files, .exe. So it's not going to do anything. Next page. You mentioned that there's no Paint, no simple program to draw in OS X. And I agree, there are no simple drawing programs. I would have liked to see that, but I can understand why Apple wouldn't do such a thing. Apple's, well, Mac Pros, all that, but most are aimed towards art people, professionals, things like that, and they're not going to want to draw a smiley face. They're going to want to do some photo editing, which most people would want to do sophisticated things to photos, not draw a smiley face on them. So, yeah. Extension cord for the keyboard. You say that you don't like the extension cord because it can't be used with anything else. Well, when you bought it, did it say, hey, this comes with a extension cord a USB extension cable that can be used for anything, not just the keyboard? No. Apple was nice enough to give you an extension cable, so don't be a brat about it and use their keyboard. Go get a new one. Stop using your shitty Windows keyboard. Alright, your joystick. Now you're talking about hardware that you bought for your PC that somehow doesn't work on Mac. Well, it's because you bought it for a PC. You talk about didn't. Yeah, when you bought a Mac, when you buy a Mac, you're supposed to look at all the hardware you used on your last computer. Most people are switchers. I think about half of the people who buy Apple products are switchers. And you should look at the hardware you use. Now, just because your hardware uses an old, outdated form of connecting to the computer doesn't mean Apple is at fault. I have never seen that connection in my life. I looked at the back of my Windows computer. I couldn't find anything. The closest thing it seemed to resemble was a monitor input. There's a serial port, but it's like ginormous and is only used on old printers. Yeah, I don't know what to say. Just don't blindly go, oh yeah, Mac users can say everything's compatible, so I'm gonna prove them wrong. I'm gonna assume all my hardware is gonna work, and then I'm gonna make a video and say how shitty Apple is because all my old PC hardware doesn't work with it. Let's see. Okay. Hardware has nothing to do with the operating system. This is a Windows versus Mac, not OEM PCs versus Apple hardware. Now, there are plenty of Windows PCs that wouldn't be compatible with that hardware. So there's really not much of an argument there. And you also say that it's a special jack because it plugs into the audio card or something. Why would a joystick plug into an audio card? That doesn't make any sense to me. I think you need to learn more about computers. Come on, try and be a nerd like Gareth and Eugene and us. Okay, you say the folders go under the little dock. I don't know what to say about that. That kind of sucks, but all I can say is turn it off, auto arrange or something like that. Or clean up your desktop. I don't have that many things on here. I only have 5 icons. The screen's broken, so bear with me. My cousin stepped on it. See? And I don't have much stuff on here. Well, on the desktop for that matter. Just clean up your desktop. Stop making it all messy like a typical Windows user. At the end you have a little rant about stealing and how IBM came out with some conference software and then Apple stole it a couple of years later. Well, McDonald's came out with iced coffee and then Tim Hortons did. So would that be called stealing? No, it's iced coffee. I don't know if that argument made any sense to you, but it made sense in my head, so I said it. If you think Apple stole all those things, then why would it have taken 3 years for them to come out with their own version? Surely if they just stole what they had, it would have come out the month after. So obviously Mac was working on it. Or Apple, I should say. We've come to the end of the video, and this is what I wrote. You're such a smug fuck. I demand you acknowledge the video responses before you make another video with mediocre arguments. A lot of people have made a lot of response videos and you're still not responding to any of them. All you keep doing is thinking up all these little tiny things that you don't like with the Mac OS X and just nitpicking on them. You go, oh, I don't like this, I don't like this. Watch, I'm going to make a video. I'm going to go over to that computer. I'm going to make a video about everything that sucks with it. You just watch. Actually, that'll take too much time, but you get the point. I'd like to recognize Gareth and Eugene. I really liked their videos that shit on your face and disproved everything that you said. And together we can put this ass speaker to shame. Keep the Mac vibe rocking. We'll bring this douchebag down.